NaVi has just entered Squish City, where they pick heroes that cannot tank for shit on any of them. So, if Rox lands...
You know what fixes that, Cinderin? You know what fixes that?
A Chronosphere on the enemy team?
Centaur. Centaur
gives all your heroes strength. That's great. It makes them a lot more tanky.
His ultimate is not...
And then even though you're stunned,
Dude, exactly.
then you still... Well, there's not that many stuns on Rox KIS, so you have a point. They're running out of time, though. They kind of have to make a decision really quickly. I'm expecting one support
5
plus...
seconds remaining.
Not Void anymore. Okay, this is so
3 mid here.
Woohoo!
Okay, I'm
Tusk.
confused. The Tusk I love to see, but what is he initiating with exactly?
He is going to roll in a poison nova. Oh, it's for the other side.
And NaVi's the one. Wow. So
get it,
major
but
push.
Not the way I expected.
A major push with
it
random void.
God damn it! How much I love Captain's Draft. This is something I'm missing for months. I don't think I've seen it one time in 680. And I have to dig back really far in 679 to even see it once, I think. At least out of the games I've seen. And I don't watch everything, but I watch quite a few games and quite a few drafts from the games I don't watch. But mid Leshrac used to be state-of-the-art, putting that hero mid. And that hero with levels is absolutely crazy in the early mid game if played right, and he's an excellent lane counter to TA, given that he gets a gank. If he doesn't, I think it's not particularly strong, because TA can stack with the creeps to avoid a lot of the edict damage and fight him back among her creeps, but with any sort of gank, this is a kill. And they have some really long disables to set it up with. They have Puppy's Enchantress, which I guess we can call a disable.
You really should prepare
always
for
finds
battle.
the right creeps to go for the gank. And then they have Shackle, which in most situations on Shadow Shaman is actually not that good of a disable, because you disable yourself as well by it being channeling. But for this kind of stuff, this massive level 1 stun duration is really huge for ganking for Leshrac in particular, so I'm loving this idea for NaVi.
So Dendi, what is he going to be skilling mid with Lesh? What's the typical mid?
Next Stun Edict, I think. Yeah.
Stun Edict, because I know Lightning Storm was buffed in 6.8.
That's
the
true.
Cooldown is way less. Well, I say way less, but considering what it was at, still considerable.
It's very, very true.
Overall.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure the main point of picking this hero is to push, as they're gonna perhaps bait Roche. Because Edict is really good with Roche, and perhaps I can bait this, but Rox KIS is not thinking that's even a possibility.
30 seconds to
really
battle.
Doesn't do so much to Roche, and they don't have any hero to kind of tank it up there. No one with a stout shield, and Kuro is just doing his dancing there a bit.
Yeah. Well, actually, let's go over that.
He's playing the drums. He's playing the drums.
That's awesome.
Basically. Okay, someone needs to do a GIF with that, with some sort of Safri Duo song on top of that. That's great. You probably don't know Safri Duo because you're American.
Skrillex all the way.
Skrillex is not drums. Skrillex is noise.
I know,
for the most
this
part.
is it.
It's still
the
awesome.
Battle
It'd be better with the Witch
begins.
Doctor, but either way. Anyway, Fnatic is me playing the
Awesome
Nyx
noise.
Assassin.
Are we starting now?
Puppy, as expected on the Enchantress. Dendi, mid, Lesh.
Illusion.
Kavost, who refuses to use his real name, on the Void. And Kuroki, as you were talking about, on the Rasta, aka Shadow Shaman.
As far as Rox KIS goes, we've got Goblak on the Venomancer, Yol will be playing as Tusk, Templar Assassin will be played by Solo, who is going to go bottom to avoid matching up against Dendi actually, Invoker by BZZ in the mid lane, and finally Sedoi will be playing as the Puck in the top lane. So, interesting laning right now, and Rox KIS, this movement, you've got to be scared when these two heroes are missing, because they're excellent at setting up a level 1 gank, and they're going to try for it right now.
I'm here, and Dendi, of course, playing the Lesh is super squishy. One of the main reasons you don't really see him mid very often. Plus, he's just hideous. Bottom lane, though, Solo's going to pop Refraction. Should be okay. He's going to get shackled right next to the tower. Can you keep an eye on mid lane as well? Doesn't look like we're going to be able to take him down, though. And it looks... Oh, okay. So, Tusk is going to think about going top, perhaps.
Since it's a solo Nyx Assassin up there who's skilled Mana Burn level 1, they might be able to fight Fnatic really early on. He still doesn't know where Tusk is. He's unaccounted for. Yol has skilled, however. He does have the Ice Shards. I don't think these two heroes combined can get a kill, though. That's kind of the problem. It's not that strong of a combo. Puck early on does not have significant damage, and neither does Tusk. So even though he can lock him off a little bit with the Shards, they can't bring down a Nyx Assassin with a Stout Shield. It's just not possible.
I'm looking forward to the first snowball, but it's going to have to wait till level 2, it looks like. Which is unfortunate, but I think the last successful Tusk support we've seen is from Alliance, although they played him both as a support and a main farmer in a tri-lane. They've done both both sides of the coin. There's Goblack. Can he see KuroKy? Well, he sees him now. He's gonna get shackled, and Enchantress is gonna use that Satyr to do tons of damage. Gale's gonna come out, but it doesn't do very much damage. And Goblack will be the first blood. As Solo, can he get this kill on KuroKy? Nice blocks by Puppy, trying to do as much as possible. Here comes Yol though, has the Ice Shard like you were talking about, and traps Puppy, and that should be an easy kill. And here comes Void with, you know, he's worthless level 1. I mean,
Radiant's bottom tower is being
that's what I'm
subjected to
worried about with Void.
extreme violence.
No mana
Here
on
comes
Tusk right
Void.
now.
He's worthless.
Like, who is more worthless as a carry in lane than Void? Is there anybody?
That's a really good question. Who's the worst carry in lane?
That's the trivia question for today. Who is more worthless than Void in lane?
Well, if he gets lucky with time lock, he's like the best carry in the lane if you are a master of arts and RNG. But I guess someone like, well, it really depends on the scenario. If you get initiated, oh, there we go. He's actually gonna get the bash here on Solo. Needs one more hit.
No, not gonna happen.
Well, does get the salva, and actually now they're in trouble.
Oh, he misses the Ice Shard. Oh, he doesn't have backtrack either, so he would probably die.
Ninja moves against 15 creeps.
Creeps, I think, did 100% of the damage there. That's the best part about it. As Khabos, he has 2 in time lock. This tri-lane is definitely something to be feared, though.
Yeah, this is not going the way NaVi were hoping for. And the early rotations from Rox KIS have really paid off. Goblack was out of position in the start, but it's set up with a very nice TP from Yol. That was an early time to have a TP as well in the Tusk. He was level 1 when he TP'd in there, but really made it worth his while now. He's almost level 3. Solo is getting close to level 5, and since Navi's only real counter to Refraction is that Edict, if Dendy isn't there, Solo is going to be very hard to bring down for Navi in this bottom lane. Gale on KuroKy, they're diving this.
Here comes. Yeah, well, nothing new there, I guess. Rox KIS, Yol getting stunned from the shackle. Looks like there's going to be a trade one way or another. Or is there? Yol trying to run away, pops a health pot or something like that. And is resigned to death, but does get the kill at the last second. Oh my god! Did he backtrack that?
Dyer's bottom
he
tower
actually took
is
the damage,
under
I
attack.
think. But I think his Stout Shield procs the damage part of the attack, and here's Kuro.
Oh my goodness, the Satyr. Too much damage. Solo trying to get a kill on KuroKy, but the heal comes out from Puppy. It's going to force Solo to fall back immediately.
Oh, Kuro. That was close. It's a level 1 Gale. It doesn't do damage over time. Which, interestingly enough, as someone pointed out to me, I didn't think about that since the patch, but you can still deny someone who's under Gale, even though it's not a dot anymore in level 1. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is.
But,
it's weird.
Yeah. Kuro.
It's too hard to
could have
code
denied him there and had a laugh at that, but didn't do it.
I'm surprised, actually, that was not the case, to be honest. Denny picks up an Invis rune. Expect... Oh, wow, he actually might get ganked here. He's gonna see everybody, though, with the Invis rune. Yep, Fog of War was revealed at the last second.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They do have a sentry, though.
Oh, that's true.
Actually, might be planning for this, but Dendy's not going out yet. And as you see, we talked about that he was probably going to skill Splitter and Edict, but since he's not against Templar Assassin, he's gone for the max level Lightning Storm. And this is going to secure Dendy every single rune against an Invoker. He can always push out the lane and go and secure the rune, but I must say BZZ is doing a good job. He's leading on farm against Dendy right now.
Top, Void. Oh, he's going to get stunned from both the Dream Coil and the Snowball. And no TP support from Navi. They're like,
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
He's gonna take a lot of. He's trying to stay alive, but last hit goes to Venomancer, played by Goblack. And finally the support from Fnatic, but a little too late, I think. Bottom lane anytime.
I like that play from Pelos, though. I think most Voids there would have panicked and just instantly time walked, but he tries to wait out.
Dyer's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business.
He's in trouble now.
Yeah. Oh, canceling of the Impale, finally gets it off, is able to get Sadoy. Here comes the Worthless Void.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Of course, is worthless, what I keep talking about. No mana burn from Fnatic available at this time, so Sadoy is going to stay alive, at least for now, and the right clicks onto Fnatic as Cinder continues to laugh maniacally in the background.
Dyer's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business.
Oh, that was too good. That's going to be a thing.
I'm sorry.
Worthless Void.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dyer's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress.
I mean, I'm just a scrub compared to them, but
Dyer's top tower
has been denied. Sentry, they're going to see Solo. Puppy taking a lot of damage from the tower, though. But Solo's going to go down before anything else happens. Lightning Storm, like you're talking about, is being leveled up. Level 3 right now for Dendy. Easy push. This is like max push potential from Dendy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
He
attack.
does have the edict, and he's not using it though. They're probably gonna get the tower anyway. It's gonna bottle crow.
There appears to be some sort of
TP
magic.
support is coming in here. It's Puck. They could actually set something up here. See
Nice triple dream coil. Dendy trying to get the last hit on the side. The edict might actually get it. No, Tuck's able to get the deny. Meanwhile, we have the ice shards being used, and Puppy will go down the illusory orb.
Play from Rox KIS that was. They got everything. 2 kills and a deny. Maybe even Kuro now. BZZ. Oh. Not gonna go for that. I think he could have actually tried a blind tornado there, because where else would Kuro be? Ends up letting him go there.
Well, at least this opens up Chavost to be able to farm top. So he's not a too worthless Void in the end. Right now does not have very much farm though, like we were talking about. And you can't really blame him though. It's just the hero, and in the situation with the lanes, what are you going to do against this tri-lane, these roaming supports for Rox KIS being very active? And it's kind of just the name of the game for this mode and this specific game in general. Here we have a smoke. Fnatic uses his Vendetta, looking for an initiation on Yol.
Oh, Yol is toast.
Yep. Oh, he actually...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Almost being dodged. Here comes the snowball and the sheep.
Killing spree!
He stalled them a good 5 seconds there, but
it would
Fnatic
appear
very wisely
Radiant's
just
top
holding
tower
on
is
to
under
the
attack.
impale. There was no escape route there,
Dire's
apart
middle
from
tower
if he misses
is
the
under
impale, so
attack.
just wait. But Rox KIS is making the most
Dire's
of it. Navi has shown
structures
4
are
heroes in the bottom
cunningly
lane. They've put some
fortified.
pressure here in mid, and we haven't talked about this just yet, but
Dire's
this
middle
Invoker,
tower is under attack.
when you see
I
cross
feel
wets, you
like a
always have to
broken
look at the
record.
monopool and the dependency of the enemy team. If he lands a good EMP into this Navi team, they have
Dire's
nothing to
middle
fight
tower
back with.
is
Void
under
loses
attack.
his entire monopool, can't even chrono. And the other heroes also don't have a significant enough monopool to fight. Maybe Bardendi does the Dream Coil.
Oh, Dream Coil, but the illusory orb misses, so Dendy stays alive just a little bit longer, but will fall in the end. Puppy getting slowed from the trap. Snowball! I don't think it's gonna be able to hit too far away, but
I don't think
Puppy
it needs to.
uses a nice wand, but the illusory orb should be enough to take the kill, and it is.
Face to face.
And Chavost is here. I'm sorry. Is he going for Midas or are you going for Treads?
Dire's middle tower is under an
guess
extraordinary
looks like a
amount
Midas.
of stress.
It's gonna be a kind of late Midas. He's trying for the deny. Nice cold snap here.
Dire's
They might actually be
middle
able to
tower
stomach him so he
has
doesn't jump
fallen.
now. Yes, they are.
Fool can see.
Snowball! Oh, the nice tornado at the last moment. So greed will be your downfall, Chavost. Typical though, I guess.
Yeah, another example of the over-aggression, or I guess you could say cockiness, that Navi show once in a while, but I have to say in this game so far, Rox KIS really loving their aggression. Oh, what a ward trap from
Oh,
Kuro!
nice ward trap. Is this going to be enough? Yes, the sheep is going to ensure the kill.
Such nice presence of mind there. He just waited there for
Beautifully
so
done.
long. Now he's in trouble though, Godlack with the Gale, but TP is there. Wow, such a
No
play.
stun from Venomancer. What is the deal, bro? Come on, bro.
He would have really wished there was a faceless Void on his team to stun there. But I have to say that that play from Kuro was so beautiful, not only because of the way he executed it, but that he predicted it. He was waiting there for about 20 seconds for someone to take that exact path, and boy did it pay off. Solo kill on the Puck, who almost had a Blink Dagger. That's a really high value kill right now.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Solo, though, is going to get enchanted. Is the Chronosphere to follow? I guess he might just save it for the TP, because Solo is screwed. There is no TP for him, so he's screwed regardless. And he's going to do as much damage as he can. Refract is going to be pretty
Dire's
much
top tower is under
negated
attack.
immediately, and will fall to the Impale from Fnatic.
So 9 for 9 the score. Still would say convincing lead right now for Rox KIS as far as gold goes. XP is pretty much 0, and Vos does not go for the Midas but gets the treads. I'm not sure if you mentioned that, but he has made his decision now. And I guess maybe Rox KIS are going to be a little bit more relaxed now then, because they could have been wondering, oh right, when's that Midas coming? And then they see, oh, he just got treads, and that should give them a hint as to which game position they're in. There's really no one on Navi with any significant items 11 minutes in. There's nothing on Puppy. He has boots only on Enchantress. The Void has treads only. Dendy has a point booster, but no boots tier 2. Arcane boots on Kuroki. There's nothing even looking like a mech, which is perhaps the most important item against Rox KIS's lineup.
Oh, nice defensive spells from Invoker, able to get the EMP off. But here comes Kuroki. He's going to get Gale, but that's not going to stop his channeling. He's going to get immediately stunned, though, from the Polar Punching Tusk. Beautifully done. Dream Coil on 2. Dendy popping his Edict, trying to do as much damage as possible, but he is kind of stuck in no man's land.
Well,
How did that miss? How did that miss? Volvo, fix, please. Void. He... oh, he's going to get a Chronosphere off. Or is he? Or is he? Or is he? Finally gets it off, dealing almost no damage whatsoever. Oh, Puppy's 3 impetus is off. Yol might be the second kill in this engagement. He is, and Chavost will finally fall.
Is under
Spike it
attack.
Solos on the
decent
hook.
crosshair.
He's gonna get Puppy as well. Has a meld attack.
Double kill.
Nice dodge as well.
Oh my
He could
goodness.
continue here. Cito's from the side. Has the illusory orb, has the blink dagger ready. Dendi's gonna fall here as well. Another amazing fight here for Rox KIS.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Taking advantage of the strength of their lineup right here. They simply fight better than Navi right now, and I feel like a little bit of miscommunication from Navi perhaps. Void doesn't really provide anything right now, like you pointed out, but they actually have good synergy with the Chrono. He just came there way too late. The fight was almost over when Vost joined. And well, then you can't really expect to get much out of a Void if the Chronosphere doesn't pay off in the early game. That's kind of his only tool at this point.
Well, I think the main issue for Navi with the Void pick is, I can understand to a certain degree because you're like, okay, we have all these pushing heroes. Perhaps, you know, at this point, 15 minutes in, we'll have at least 3 tier 1 towers, if not more. But right now, they only have 1 tower. I mean, this is an insane pushing line with Rasta, Enchantress, Edict from Leshrac, and then there's Nyx and Void. But either way, I mean, I guess Void can stop the towers with his Chronosphere. That's something, but
Yay!
as they're looks like they're gonna be going for a Roshan. But I think the influx of gold that they were expecting to go to Void because of these tower kills is just not there, and that's one of the reasons Kavos is falling way behind.
I love this play from Navi. They know that the Master Serpent Wars together with Enchantress's level 3 Untouchable is actually enough to do Roche, so even though they're sticking around here to guard with the heroes, I think Navi could make an even better play here by just showing out in the lanes, because then Rox KIS is never going to expect Puppy to quote-unquote solo Roche. He's got the help of a lot of Serpent Wards, but still, it's kind of soloing up the entire damage here, so... Rox KIS has no idea this is happening, and you could say Navi, they don't even need to show in the lanes because they have good warding in the area. This is something, by the way, that Navi is a very good team at. They ward objectively. Whenever there is an objective they want to accomplish, they ward for the occasion like they need to.
Oh dear, poor
there's no
Roshan
trap
has fallen afoul
because
of
there's
the
no
Dire.
sentries from
Really had a
Navi.
psionic trap. They give the... Yay, now Void can be worthless twice.
He picked up the Aegis? Awesome. Yeah, they saw Fnatic with the sentry here.
I'm not sure that was the right choice for the Aegis. I think they should have given it to Dendi. Leshrac is one of the really amazing heroes in the game with an Aegis because he can do so much in both life with his mana and HP. Oh, Void's gonna go in.
Yeah, we see Faithless Void with all that move speed. Oh, the Tusk! Did that hit? I don't know if that actually hit. There's just absolutely no animation, and that Void is being stuck with the right clicks from Venomancer. Oh my god, this is a disaster. Dream Coil on.
That's such expensiveness from Fnatic.
Yeah. Aegis. The Void is back. What is he gonna do though? What exactly is he gonna do? Puppy, not able to get Nature's Tennis off, is already down. Illusory Orb hits 3, but that's gonna stun Puck because of the spiked Carapace. So only one has died, not including the Aegis, of course. Trap's gonna trap everybody in. Tusk able to get Puppy in the end. Kuroki's trying to do as much damage as possible from the sideline, but just has no mana to speak of. 3 dead for Rox KIS, so the Aegis ends up somehow working out. And that's probably the only reason that they're able to take this fight in the end. Wall punch being used on the sideline, and he's
Dire's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business.
Living member of Rox KIS. And he's gonna go for Fnatic. Nice Carapace at the last moment, but there's no mana. Mana burn
Dire's
is
top
put
tower
out.
is under attack.
That's true. It's a double mana burn. Oh, okay.
Okay.
He has Ice Shards. Oh,
Radiant's bottom tower is
what was
being
that? That was a
subjected to
long-range
extreme
melee
violence.
slap in the face from Kavos.
We've been given the Void a lot of flack, but I feel like Kavost, it's been the hero we've been criticizing, not the player. Don't get me wrong, but he actually did a really big job in that fight. Because of the Aegis, I might have to take my statement back there. I thought it would have been great on Dendi, but the way they used it on Kavost, he went so aggressively. He used everything, and he just tanked up so much damage. He has backtrack only on level 1, but still went in, got the Chrono, put a lot of pressure on the Puck, and if that stun from Nyx would have landed, Puck wouldn't even have got a single spell off in that fight. But I feel like Navi dodged a bullet there. When Puck survived that stun, that could have gone so badly for them. But what a chaotic fight! I don't think any of the teams had any idea what was going on. To be honest, that was such a
I think the
weird
real issue,
engagement.
the real issue is they focused on Void. And if they had noticed that he had taken the Aegis, why would you focus a hero like that?
That's true. Yeah.
When Alesh, who, like you were talking about, probably top 5 heroes in the game that can pick up if he has farm players that can pick up the Aegis. Stormsphere is probably the first in that list, but regardless, even without the ultimate, his very low cooldowns on all his spells, and he lived throughout the entire engagement. So that was, I think, the difference in the fight.
What do you think about Godlike not skilling Poison Nova? I think that's just the type of game we're seeing right now. Poison Nova would be an amazing skill to have. Because these fights are just, it's a lot of 5-on-5 fights, there's a lot of moving around and a lot of chaos.
But Dire's bottom tower
These
is
fights last
under
so long.
attack.
Poison Nova is like one of the best spells in the game, and he's chosen not to go for it because he feels like he doesn't have a significant enough mana pool, but he has treads and 1200 gold. I think he could easily pick up something like a point booster and just go for that Poison Nova right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, he is the gonna get back there. He's the lowest hero in the game as far as levels are concerned. Nice Impale on Templar Assassin. Kuroki stuck by the tier 1. He's gonna try to draw everyone away. Probably a good move. Is he gonna be able to get the last of these
structures are beautifully fortified.
Look at the last
so badly.
Wow, this is a complete stalemate. Who's gonna be able to get this? Void, oh, there's the deny. He's gonna come with the Chronosphere though. Not a lot of damage dealing to Invoker. Tusk dropping everything that he has, and he's stuck in his own Ice Shard, but able to get off the punch at the last moment. Faceless Void looks like he's gonna go down to the Templar Assassin. Fnatic, is there gonna be enough damage? No, he gets out just in time. And of course, Fnatic, that's one of his best heroes by far.
Apart from that one impale he missed on the puck, I think he's been playing flawlessly on his Nyx. Every single spite Carapace, huge value in the fight. He always stuns the puck, and it's because puck is one of those heroes where if you predict it or have good reactions, there's a lot of puck's abilities that are like bound to hit you. If you're in the right position, if the orb is flying, you can always just precast the Carapace and walk into it. If you see that puck's about to initiate with a blink, you can precast it as well. And Sedoy is really... he's doing a good job as well. He's only died twice, considering how good of a job NaVi are doing at controlling this puck in the fights. And man, is this a game or what? Two kills per minute again.
It's NaVi. Come on, you gotta expect that coming.
And it's Rox.
Yeah, both very aggressive.
NaVi and it's
teams
Rox
in their own right. Venomancer did pick up Poison Nova. I think he was waiting to pick up the point booster, just have enough mana to be able to spam his skills in fights. But like I was talking about, he is, or was at least, the lowest level in the game. He's tied now for that honor, that great honor. Blink Dagger picked up on Nyx. What do you think about Templar Assassin going for a BKB after Yasha, so not a lot of mobility?
I think we're gonna have to wait. Nice initiation from BCZ here. This is gonna be huge for Rox KIS. Easy double kill.
He gets shaved, but it's gonna be a kill regardless. Nice pickoffs, and this should be at least some pressure deal to this tier 2 tower mid.
What did we say? TA? I like it. I don't think he needs a Blink Dagger here. There's a lot of other heroes to initiate for him. He can be rolled in by the Tusk. They have the Dream Coil. They have the Tornado to set up. So getting a Yasha and running this kind of combat build is very common. And I think this is really a BKB game. There's so many stuns and so much damage, spell-based damage on NaVi's side. Especially until Void gets any significant farm, he's going to get jumped on like a oh no! Way out of position there, Rox. Well, looking more and more like Rox KIS's game right now, but I have to say BKB is the item of choice. No impetus damage. Apart from the Edict from Leshrac, there's nothing going through, and Void doesn't have any damage just yet, so can probably survive by just having Refraction and BKB on. Really nice
still
choice.
only two towers for NaVi, and I think it's safe to say that they're relying heavily on Void. I think if Enchanters had a little bit more farm, they could sustain a little bit of damage because of impetus, but not really going for any DPS related items such as an Agnum Scepter or anything like that. So really a lot of pressure being put on Kavos right now, who is going for BKB, so damage is still going to be delayed even that much longer. And BKB almost only a recipe away for TA, and I think they're probably going to be waiting for that before their next engagement. And we saw Tusk dealing work. That was only a level 1 Walrus Punch, which is now level 2 of course. So just imagine how much more damage he's going to be doing the later this game goes.
And we haven't even talked about how good Frozen Sigil is as well, because this is an ability that I feel like is very often overlooked in the pub scene. But the pub scene, is that even a thing in pubs? But
yes.
in the competitive scene, this skill is valued very highly, simply because in team fights, this is an absurd tool when you think about it. 50% attack speed slow, 20% move speed slow, and the only way to destroy it is to attack it with your heroes or summoned units, and it's deceptively tanky when you look at it. It takes, what is it? Is it 4 hits now because it's level 3? And who has the time to do those 4 hits when they're 50% attack speed slow? And Puppy is in trouble.
Oh my
goodbye,
goodness.
Puppy. Oh,
yes.
Killing spree.
How did he even hit that from that range, honestly? I have that issue a lot with Untouchable. I mean, you start moving because you think the animation's over, but I mean that was 3 times he tried to do that, but ends up getting the kill regardless.
I guess Puppy's gonna be happy he didn't have his gem right then. I don't think he could have reacted to them coming in anyway. They came out of the fog, so that could have been a bigger loss for him, but that's just...
And what about the Dagon, level 2 on Puck?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
First damage. Name of the game.
I repeat
myself? We can't really be surprised, can we? I don't know. I don't think we can.
Radiant's
no,
bottom
I
tower
kind of agree with it. I mean, it's a great
attack.
item to actually extend your
Dire's
lead.
top tower is under
and
attack.
a lot of people look at it as a troll item, which it kind of is to some degree, but I think in this case it's probably a good idea because you're not going to out-carry a Void. Not that he's carrying at this moment, but burst damage is really going to be the name of the game. As, we're going to have an Impale on Kill does go to NaVi, and Bush just runs away.
Dominating.
EMP, among other things.
They're like, they're not on the same page with what they want to do. Now Fnatic is in trouble. Oh, what a stun though. He might live through this. He has a blink, 3 seconds. Nope.
Mega kill. Double kill.
And I think, despite me, you know, well, he's gonna get Poison Nova from Venomancer, but this is way too much damage. Dream Coil used as a defensive measure, but don't think Puck's gonna be able to get any more damage here. Just too risky. Although his teammates are coming.
Because of his Dagon. They might go for it now. Or Vost.
Nice time leap.
Yeah. Vost sees
his
that
spidey
coming.
senses from Vost.
Yeah.
BKB now completed on TA, and I don't think we've seen the Dagon used yet, have we?
I don't feel like I've heard the sound, and it's a very distinct sound. Definitely notice that. I wish when you leveled Dagon up that the sound got like way more brutal. So on level 5 it sounds like a Zeus ulti. It does.
It does
a little more brutal, I think. I'm pretty sure that the leveling makes it sound more brutal, but come on, level 5 Dagon, like, I don't know. It really shouldn't.
It should sound like when you do level 5 Dagon. That's what I want to. That's what I want to see. Val immediately. Bottom lane.
Well,
Smoke.
Please make a rattling man sound. Oh,
Vendetta. Solo is dead. But
very dead.
It's a big commitment from Navi.
Oh, Void got that kill as well. That's a big amount of gold going first today. They really need it. Keep coming back to the Void, but there's a good reason because Dendy's build on Leshrac, he's going for a very late Bloodstone, I guess I have to say, even though, you know, 23 minutes isn't exactly super late, but Leshrac is kind of one of those semi-carries, I guess you could call him, who depends on snowballing to get very useful, and the damage of Edict is not going to cut it. So they need the physical damage from Void because no one else is going to do it. So very important to get this gold up on Vost, and well, as far as the rest of the board goes here, well, I really don't know. I feel like it's such an open game, even though Rox KIS are ahead by about 7,000 gold and 5,000 experience. It doesn't really feel like it, does it?
No. Well, I think part of it is the impending. It's kind of like a ticker of sorts. You have a timer with Void in the game where he's just going to be too much to handle. And especially with Rox KIS going pretty much all burst damage with their item choices on Puck. In particular, you're kind of going all in to some degree because Dagon, you know, if you start falling behind, it's not the greatest item to have. Talking about with Dendy, I think Bloodstone is, if you're soloing mid, it's a requirement to have.
Yeah.
Especially once you get that Pulse Nova dealing damage and draining so much mana from you. But at the same time, he is still, even with that item, he's still relatively squishy. I think he won't start making his impact on the game until he gets a BKB for himself. And then once that point comes, once he gets a little bit more survivability, then you'll start seeing him deal ridiculous amounts of damage. And even if he gets Boots of Travel or something like that, where he can split push and force Rox KIS to split up, that could be a good idea because Rox KIS pretty much, not at this point, but at some stage before Void gets a lot of farm, they have to end up 5-manning, pushing down towers, trying to get racks before Void gets out of control.
And, Navi is, I guess, they're well renowned for being one of the best teams in the world at taking late game decisions. They're very good at team fighting. And if you give them a hero like Void, we've seen it countless times when they're playing with a Darkseer, for example, and Fnatic has got a reputation. I remember this post where his first skill, Impale, has been replaced by Ravage because his Impales are just hitting everyone. I guess you saw that too. Navi has all the tools they need to fight a game where they're 10k gold behind, easily, because they have excellent initiation with Shadow Shaman with a Blink Dagger Hex, they have the Void to initiate as well, and they have a Nyx with a Blink. So they have a lineup that even though they're really far behind, if they get their Dream Fight, they can overcome an almost ridiculous deficit as long as Rox KIS gets out of position. So this game is never safe for them, I feel. And one bad fight, just one, and Vost gets his BKB and gets on the way to his next item. So they still need to be careful here.
Well, even so, even with one bad fight, like regardless of what Void's gonna do, you still have to remember the pushing potential from Navi is insane.
Yes.
I mean, Leshrac, we see him from time to time, just not very consistently, especially when he's leveled. He's an amazing, like, I usually what's the word? I usually classify heroes in two different categories as far as pushing is concerned. Lane pushing, where you can push the creeps really fast, like especially relevant in mid when you're trying to get rune control, and then tower pushing. And Leshrakt's one of those heroes, and even Rasta to some degree can do both very, very well.
Yep. And then for Rox KIS, what do we have? When you're playing a Quas-Wex Invoker, if there's one thing this Invoker build is really bad at, it's pushing. The Exort Invoker is really good at it because of the Forge Spirits and the high damage he has. But when you're maxing out Wex, what it gives your... Alacrity is kind of your best pushing ability on Invoker when you're playing Quas-Wex, and it gives attack speed but not damage. And who has the damage to use the attack speed? No one. The TA is at some point gonna have it, but right now she built a Yasha and a BKB, so kind of defensive items, and won't be doing that crazy amount of damage with an Alacrity just yet. So how's Rox KIS gonna break the base, is my question as well. Because how do they end the game without Necrobooks? I think that would be a nice choice for Invoker here as well. Kind of a multi-purpose
nice
item.
Shards. Gobak might get out the splitter, it's gonna miss, but in the end, way too many Navi heroes.
A three-man Gale. They might try to take this fight. Sidos going in.
That's true. Oh, Sidoy. He gets Dream Up, he's getting bashed over, and he gets the Dagon off. He did live, actually. He got out just in time. Snowball. It looks like this engagement is continuing as Yo is in the middle of nowhere. Dandy is he going to get the split up for time. He's going to get punched right directly in the face. The disgusting goal of his. Dream Coil, three-man Dream Coil. Sidoy gets stunned, though! And there's the Chronosphere. Void right-clicking to his heart's content. That is 3 dead for, actually 4 dead for Rox KIS with 1 buyback. Only casualty was Kuroki, which was at the very beginning of that engagement.
Yeah, Lust was so patient there. He was waiting for a very long time to use that chrono, and the BKB timing from him was perfect. It was right before he got hit by the EMP. If he gets hit by that EMP, he's out of mana, and Rox KIS just flat out wins that fight. And it's what I was talking about earlier, that they need to be really careful against this EMP ability of BZZ, but... Well, they did play it right that time, and with the rebuy from Puck as well. The BKB, I didn't think Rost had it yet, to be honest. And I don't think Rox KIS thought so either, because he had a Yasha and he hasn't been getting the best farm in the game. That came at the perfect timing to give Navi a good fight.
And is that going to be enough to turn around this game? Yeah, they're going for Roshan with no clear advantage. I mean, it's a 5v5 right now. They haven't picked anybody up. Dendy's going to find them. Splitter's going to miss. Well, actually, he's going to hit solo, but Refraction's going to mitigate all the damage. I think he'll be able to fight this. They're going for it. Here comes Kavos. He doesn't have... Oh no, Kavos gets picked off. Didn't have Chronosphere, didn't have BKB. Questionable choice from him. Is this going to be enough for them to be able to take out Roshan? They're going to catch one and got top spike Carapace, trying to get off his Impale, but the Cold Snap is just disgusting. I keep using that word over and over. It's a really great word. What can I say? Nyx buys back though. Has enough to be able to get here in time.
Wow.
It's a dead Roshan. So ballsy move from Rox KIS.
The Radiant have slain
the slight lead,
Roshan.
they get it off. Dandy, no, he's
not going to get that snowball. Not against the hasted.
But is this an overextension from Yol? Is the question. Splitter, it's going to hit. Fnatic has the blink. No,
sorry, I just noticed that right Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So Navi just got an amazing fight, and Rox KIS just got it back exactly their way. They got the Roshan, they got 3 kills and a rebuy. So that's... Or was it only 2 kills? It was only 2 kills, my bad, but... 2 kills, rebuy, and Rosh, and maybe even tier 2 now. They have 10 seconds before Frost is up. There's no glyph. He's gonna get it. He can't be here on time. That's... Navi just lost even more than what they just gained in that fight. And now Rox KIS knows the BKB is there, and that's kind of... That's such a big deal, because the moment that item comes out of nowhere, you're not prepared for it in the fight. Now Rox KIS are gonna play in a different way in every team fight, because they know he has a BKB. So that one big fight Navi got, they're not... I feel like they're not gonna get the same kind of surprise ever again.
That's well, despite not having that surprise factor with the item pickups, there's still tons of blink daggers on Navi, so if they can pick one person off, they still have the opportunity to push the crap out of Rox KIS's base. They're gonna 4-man smoke, and perhaps try to attempt to do just that. I mean, it's gonna be very tough to cancel so many blink daggers. I suppose if the Gale hits a bunch of people, you have that opportunity, but Navi just has such great initiation. I can't count them out quite yet. Of course, with the late game secured for them, if they're able to get to that point with Chavos getting some farm. He picks up another Ogre Club. Is he going SNY?
Guess
or is
so.
he going to go Halberd?
I mean, what else would he do with it?
Well, he could go Halberd and prevent damage coming out from YOLO.
Go for Halberd, which would be weird. Oh, top lane. Still not doing damage yet. This could be a good wraparound.
See the EMP being used in the other side of the lane here. Solo pops his BKB. Looks like Void is going to use a solo Chronosphere on Templar Assassin. The BKB is going to be completely wasted for the most part. Gets the refraction off at the last second, but YOLO will fall down. Nice Dream Coil, but is this going to be enough for them to actually engage here? BKB popped by Favos again. He's going to walk right out of that Dream Coil, no problem. He's trying to right click, but really not a whole lot of damage coming out. But Dendi, basically a 4v1 against Gallback, who's been stuck in no man's land yet again in top lane. Favos is going to get tornadoed. He's going to catch multiple heroes. Dendi's going to go down the right click of Yul. Funny, nice dodge from the phase shift. Like not able to get the impale off. Favos gets another kill in the back end. Funny trying to get out, but no. Too much damage and stun.
Okay, trivia of the day. Who won that fight?
I don't know. It's just so much back and forth.
It looks like Rox KIS did. I think they got a 4-for-3 exchange.
But it's not like you know, overwhelmingly.
Void survived, so again, not such a clear win. And this is that's the SNY on the Void. But I think the Shadowblade pickup for y'all is going to be really effective. Tusk with Shadowblade, he's one of the heroes that can really use this ability, this item to great effect. Can snowball invisibly. Is that a word? It is? Sure. It sounded weird in my... all good. He can snowball in like that, and of course the way it works together with his Walrus Punch for an amazing amount of burst out of nowhere. He can
are not only fortified,
I think
they
he can
are
almost one-shot him if he uses everything correctly. And more importantly, when you get Walrus Punch to level 3, look at the cooldown on it. It's 18 seconds.
Radiant's
the duration on
middle tower
Shadowblade
has
is
fallen.
12. So you can pre-cast
Someone must be very pleased with themselves, or himself.
With a 10-second duration, then if you time it properly, you can initiate with Walrus Punch and then use it again in the same move. So you can get 2 on top of each other. It's kind of restricted to a very limited amount of seconds, but we might see him getting it off here.
Yeah, it is a limited window, but could potentially get off a lot of damage. Puppy, oh, nice Psyblade even on Fun. Oh, initiation from Sadoy. BKB is going to be popped by Solo. Are they committing to this is the question. Gale's going to miss.
Lots of missed abilities.
They kind of have to back up now. So BKB wasted by Solo. They're going to have to wait another 60 seconds before thinking about going in again. Void should know this. Probably going to get some farm top.
This is such a classic puppy move as well. We've seen this a lot of times where he goes out and acts like the bait with his Enchantress because he does have untouchable level 4, does have quite a significant amount of HP, and basically just drains some cooldowns there. I think Rox KIS might be doing something really questionable right now.
Nice.
But as long as Void is kept in check,
structures are fortified.
They still have the Aegis.
Yeah, that's it. It's on the puck. It's not on the TA.
Oh, now
top lane, faceless Void. He has 15 sticks.
Oh, he pops his wand. Yeah, he's fine. Should be good. They're gonna get hit by the ice shards regardless, but that's actually gonna force Rox KIS to commit a lot of their heroes to top lane and stops the push in its tracks. BKB off cooldown in 20 seconds. Perhaps they're still waiting for that.
Doesn't look like they're waiting at all to me. Solo's gonna go in again.
Dyer's top tower is being attacked
like
like nobody's business.
With that Aegis right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Solo with that Stygian, able to deal some damage to the tower, helping the pushing cause. But really, at the end of the day, Navi has a like we were talking about pushing, lane pushing, and tower pushing. Of course, lane pushing in particular is great at extending the game for your one-man carry in Chavost, which is what they're doing right now. Goblik almost has an Aghanim on Goblik. He almost has an Aghanim. It's great on Goblik, I'll tell you what.
Makes you draft 2 heroes at once.
Now, with the Aegis going down in 30 seconds, is this going to prevent Rox KIS from pushing any further? I feel like Solo was the one being aggressive, yeah. Sadoy kind of being a little bit more passive than you would expect with somebody with an Aegis. But I think this is going to stop them from pushing.
Y'all's hungry right now. Don't think he's going to find any food though.
DD. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a creep big time.
Very hard with Walrus Punch, I'll tell you that. That does ow. Not gonna get in. Okay, Navi's thinking about it. Here we go.
Oh, missed Impale, but there's the Chronosphere. It's pretty hard to miss that one. Dendi's getting focused by Solo. He goes down immediately. Void in the meantime, able to get a 1-for-1 trade. Dream Coil goes out. Looks like a buyback from Tusk. As we have more damage going out. Invoker is pretty much the only hero dealing any damage in this fight. As Templar Assassin getting sheeped over and over, getting bashed over and over from the RNG gods. Thanks to Favos and his prayers to those gods before every game. It's a 3-for-2 in Navi's favor. Void did not die again. Rox KIS bought back. Who bought back? It was Tusk, right? Yeah.
It was Tusk, yeah. The trade
did he
for
get
Navi
back in time? So yeah, he didn't even get back in time.
Chrono there from Host pretty much on point, and I don't know, there's something about how Sadoy plays where I feel like if they communicate a little bit better on Rox KIS' side, I think the Shadow Shaman should be dying faster and a lot more. Of course, KuroKi's positioning is playing a big role in this, but it's really their priority target. He's a 1200 hit point hero that's kind of winning Navi every fight with these Mass Serpent wards, the multiple stuns he gets off, and the space he creates for the other heroes by doing so. And this is Puck's main target. The moment the Chronosphere is off, I think get the Shadow Shaman down if you can. And you can do it together with Tusk only. Just the Dagon and Tusk alone is enough to get that kill. But I'm not sure what Yol got off in that fight. Because of the early rebuy, he might not even have got a single ability off. I think he was in the Chrono and got killed there, so...
And really, like you're talking about, the burst damage, I mean, it's a good idea, because taking down heroes with such low cooldowns like you were talking about, the Lesh, the Rasta, even the Nyx, should be pretty high priority for Rox KIS. But then Void, getting more farm, he has a quarterstaff, so once he gets that butterfly, he's going to start hurting in these fights. And the extension from NaVi is paying off big time, as they're going to perhaps take the lead if this continues to go this way for them in the next 10 minutes or so. But I think the next Roshan is going to be pretty pivotal, which is in 15 seconds.
I agree. And that's kind of... Well, the last Roshan fight we saw Rox KIS won, but that was without Chronosphere being up. That's just one of the best abilities in the game in that arena. Big item alert for Invoker, of course, here with the Scythe of Vice. I think Navi would have seen that because they have wards. They might have checked his inventory, so surprise factor might be gone from that. But they got that and a Dagon 5 now on Sidoi. They really do have the tools right now they need to fight. It's all about the positioning, but now, then again, another BKB comes up for Navi here now on Dendi. And I'm just thinking, what's going to happen to this game when Navi rolls out with the triple BKB setup that they're aiming for now with KuroKi, unless if he's going for an Axe Scepter. I don't think he is. When he gets his BKB as well, it's going to be hard. And there's the Roche. I don't think Rox KIS stand a chance.
I don't know if they can get here in time. Yeah. MKB being...
I think they're going to be too late and they're out of position as well.
MKB being worked on by TA, probably a good choice with Void going Butterfly, but this Roshan is huge, and I think now you probably give it to Faceless for sure. I mean, if they gave it to him with no farm, I think they could go with Lesh, I suppose.
Roshan has been ruthlessly
exploited
by the Dire.
In the end. So of course, yeah, that split is definitely better now. Because Cheese, again, amazing on this rack, because he not only has a lot of health now, but he uses up his mana pool, so he can use both the factors out of that little bit of munchies, so... This is...
And we have Gallblack with, like I was talking about, Aghanim Scepter. I'm not sure how much this is going to help now with all these BKBs purchased from Navi, but I mean, when you look at like Aghanim Scepter being purchased from each individual heroes, this is probably the worst one in this particular game. Like as far as the benefits you get from, like Enchantress is, that's a top 10.
It actually does a lot of damage on a level 3 Venom, Poison Nova, but he needs to get there. I still think it's a great pickup, but my main concern for Godlike right now is if he can get off a good one. He doesn't have a positional item. He needs a Blink Dagger. And
really, when you really start taking advantage of the Venomancer ult, is when you have sustainability for yourself.
Hey, Rox KIS knows this. Look at the drawing on the map.
And they're going to smoke up.
All
5 for Rox KIS. Gonna be a big fight. Solo has
who's going to get the wraparound?
Only level 6 though. KuroKi might get caught off here.
He gets caught out before the fight starts, and they don't get a good chrono. I think Navi's in a lot of trouble here.
Is this going to be like the last game with Cass, where they completely dodge each other? It's going to be the chase on the Warlock all over again.
Solo's catching up, but they need an initiation here. They can't do it with the trap.
Oh,
BZC
he's going to blink.
Fogged.
Baby blink, though. Solo's going to be resigned to killing the second. And here comes the fight. EMP, nice skills from Invoker. Solo's going to pop his BKB, trying to deal as much damage as possible. Here comes the Chronosphere, though. Gallblack going to be the choice for Khabos to be damaging. 633 gets ward trapped in the meantime with KuroKi. There's like 3 fights going on simultaneously. Gallblack starting to do as much damage. Did get his up with the Aghanim Scepter, so we'll see how much damage that's going to be doing. 3 for 2 exchange right now. Sidoi getting impaled. KuroKi's going to try to get there in time. He does with that sheep. That is a dead puck. 4 for 2 in favor of Navi, and expect them to push big time.
Yep. And that was only because they didn't get the initiation there. If they would have caught KuroKi out there, that would have been a totally different fight, I think. They bring down the Enchantress pretty much instantly in that fight, but I'm not sure it's the right target, once again, because what does Puppey really provide right now, apart from being a tank machine? They're kind of going for the lowest damage output, almost most tanky hero on Navi's lineup. I think that's what's losing Rox KIS the fight. Maybe it's just Puppey exposing himself and Rox KIS taking the bait, but I feel like they need to reconsider their priorities in these fights, and once again, control of that Shadow Shaman. Oh, here we go, Solo. Right
Solo
nickname for this guy right now.
Yeah, well, there is the Aegis, so he's going to use the Aegis in response to the BKB, but that is
really
like
well played.
Look at Solo's BKB now. It is so
are fortified.
Low. Well, unintended.
They appear radiant with health.
I already used it before.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, here we go. Tornado completely off the mark. Chronos ready again.
I'm not sure if he's gonna go in with just, well, it is Combust after all. Oh, there we go! Solo pops his refraction, though he wasn't able to get the third person in the Chronosphere. They're committing a lot to this. Solo, he goes, oh my god, a nice meld at the last moment, and there's the Walrus Punch. So seeing how balls deep.
Now Kuro, gets the blink ready. So close again, and he has the gem.
That was a quick
Almost
pickup.
on the Deafening Blast. Tornado in 3. He might be able to track him down here. He will. I think Kuro's dead here.
See.
Oh, no, run away.
You see him though, is the question. Kuroki has blink up. Oh man, cold snap.
There's the cold snap.
Impossible
Kuro's done
to
for.
do anything with. So disgusting. And the gem goes down.
That is indeed disgusting somehow.
Vost going balls deep yet again, costing himself his life along with Rasta's and the gem. So kind of a big.
Can't really fault him for that decision though. That was so close. And the thing is, if they get Solo there and then he gets hexed, he still doesn't die, because Solo dealt the majority of the damage, so he got turned around on by a hero with like 5% health, who also killed him.
They had to kill him before they got the meld off, because they didn't... I don't know if Rasta was close enough for the gem effects to be taken.
I think he was. I'm pretty sure he was, but... That was such a borderline case. That was so close though. Not really falling for Tornado. EMP as well.
EMP, and then he's gonna pop BKB immediately. Oh, yo, nice double impale! That's gonna be one death right off the bat. 6-3 trying to run away, but Dendi dealing so much damage. Pops his cheese, which he didn't get. Wasn't able to get off the last fight. Gets sheeped and killed. Puppy now about to go down. Chronosphere. Void is up in 3 seconds. Is this gonna be enough to stop this push?
Double buyback. Rox KIS has to get
double
out of
buyback
here
be
right
enough.
now. They're gonna lose Goblin.
Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress.
He has the gem, actually, so that's a really valuable kill here for NaVi. There they go again.
And they're gonna get their gem back just like that.
The game this is, though. Seriously, what's going on?
MKB now.
So many kills.
Complete.
I'm loving this.
Oh, of course. Or I mean, it's not even based on the lineups or the captain's draft per se. It's really the teams in combination with the two, I think.
Such aggressive Dota in so many fights. Gotta love it.
Doto.
And what was that? That was double revive from NaVi, Fnatic, and Puppy. So they were making any item progress. Counted out now. Puppy really has absolutely nothing in this game. We're 40 minutes in, and he has a point booster. This is when a good encounter.
Sheep at top. Oh.
Mega kill!
I feel like that should be his motto. Oh,
he has buyback.
But it hides from
Barely has buyback on his reliable gold there. No, that's still a big kill. He needs to be careful with how he's farming right now. If he gets caught out again, that could just be the game, because I don't see NaVi defending whatsoever without their carry. Sometimes you have a lineup with 4 heroes that can actually defend, but well, actually, when you think about it, they almost have a level 16 Shadow Shaman who did get the Axe Scepter instead of a BKB. These Sma Serpent wards, they hit really hard, and they instantly
I feel like
remove
they need more. They need boots of travel on some of these heroes for NaVi, if they're not able to defend, that is, because they can push so hard. But of course, the Sheep Stick, along with the MKB, are going to counter.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh boy.
Rox KIS needs to be really careful with the buyback. Oh, they actually dodged a bullet there. The initiation from Fnatic didn't even come. Now Rox KIS need to expect this. And get ready. Tornado off the mark, EMP. Puppy only.
He's going to eat it
Doesn't
anyway.
really care.
Apparently. Pops his wand, he's good to go.
Solo in a kind of peculiar position. He has. Did you point out his MKB, by the way?
Good. Yes. Like 80 times only, though.
No, you didn't. Now you're just lying. I can tell you're lying because 80 is a lot.
Okay, maybe. Maybe it's an exaggeration to some degree.
Puppy might walk into
Walrus
the trap,
punch.
even though he has the gem. You won't see it coming if he walks in from that angle. And now Invoker is gonna... He's got 4 points in Exort now. This is something I wanted to point out earlier. He's gonna transition into... Oh, Solo, that is not...
Wow. That BKB, it's such a baby BKB too, so it doesn't even matter that he popped
It's
in
true,
this
it's already on 4.
And do you think he should just rebuy at this point? Like, do you think getting extra damage is really gonna matter? In case like this Goblet gets... He's sacrificing himself to the gods, apparently. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. Impetus dealing a decent amount of damage, but of course Puppy doesn't have that much farm. Meantime, Chronosphere on 2 heroes. Is this going to be enough to take out the Invoker? It looks like yes it is. BKB pop out the most. He's trying to run away with a lot of right click damage. There's the The walrus punch and wow. Oh, he does get out with the time.
Oh, what shards are those?
He's cock blocked. He is cock blocked into the terrain. Oh my goodness.
He doesn't have buyback now. This is huge for Rox KIS.
That's right, he doesn't have buyback. Nice split art from Dendy. Gonna prevent the inevitable though. Invoker getting ward trapped. Is this gonna be enough to prevent the push here? Goblok able to get his ultimate off. Fnatic getting Dragon. I think that's the first time he's actually used this a few times. This is a level 5, so it's dealing a ridiculous amount of damage. I mean, it's funny that we see a puck with Dagon and nothing else, basically. There's no HP, nothing.
The question isn't if Navi are going to lose Rax, the question is how many. Because they have no buybacks whatsoever on these four heroes. Dendy is the lone survivor, he's doing whatever split push he can. This is the right move. Can't defend anyway.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think Navi's going to lose two sides.
Radiant's top. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Desolator with the damage from TA. It's a shame that Invoker isn't there with his Forge Spears as well as the alacrity here.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. If you're just tuning in, Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
37 seconds.
That seems like it would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack. Sorry, I just noticed that Dire's bottom tower.
Second to Goblin.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I don't think Navi can hold the melee.
Dire's
Den's going to try
bottom
stun. BKB, they're going to get this and get out.
Yeah, they should be good to go. Goblok might be the only casualty. He gets enchant slowed. That's a negative earn charge, and yeah, he's just gonna pop his ult and resign to his own death here. But it ends up being worth it in the end.
Let's look at how much damage this does now. You said this axe upgrade isn't that good. Let's see.
Well, I'm talking about the fights that they're having, and with BKBs on pretty much everybody. Although Dendy, he does have a BKB.
Okay, so Kuro just took 1,350 damage there.
How many got killed?
There's not so many items you can...
You can't die from the ult!
Oh, okay. Well, then it's
what
not
I'm
so
saying
good.
is, like, if you have a lot of sustainability on Rox KIS, then you can extend the fights, but that's just not the case. They're dealing so much burst damage. I'm not sure how much of a difference that really is making in these fights. Especially with all these BKBs on Navi.
Well, I still feel like it's making a big difference.
When you look at it, like, what else would he get? Like, that's the question.
Yeah, and especially when he's the initiator. When he gets the Poison Nova off as the first thing, if Navi has to pop their BKBs to negate the damage from Poison Nova, then they're getting into an even worse position afterwards. Oh, see, that was going to get caught out. This is big.
Oh, my.
Does not have buyback. There's some cooldown. Navi's really... Oh, Navi's picking them apart right now.
And Solo out of position yet again. 63 walks right into the Chronosphere. Doesn't really matter. It's gonna be death regard. Oh, actually, it does matter. He gets impaled. That's what happens when Fnatic has a blink dagger, man. Everybody in this team has a blink dagger. Are they gonna go for Roche, or are they gonna try to push towers here? If 2 racks down, does the Aegis matter that much in the cheese? I guess they could solo it with everybody else pushing the lane. So
yeah,
killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Does this. I was about to say that Rox KIS pretty much had this game, but now with that one Roche play from Navi might have taken it back.
Well, there's a buyback on TA. And Invoker does not have one. It's on timer, it looks like.
I still think when Navi has both Aegis and Cheese, I think they're stronger in the fight. Without that, Rox KIS has an advantage, but right now the racks are, you know, quote-unquote just racks. But in the fights, that doesn't matter for anything.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And the real reason that they're in this position is because Boyd has been getting
themselves.
Yeah,
we'll see if that
here
ends up being
comes
the
the
case
push.
again.
Poison Nova from Godlike.
Poison Nova, he's gonna get picked up immediately, so he's relying for just that. Yol doing nice damage to Danny, but there's the BKB. Are they gonna be going for kills? Looks like they are. Yol is gonna go down. That's 4 dead right now.
I would like to point out that
been dead for a while. Solo pops worthless BKB, and there's the Chronosphere. This should be a kill on Solo unless he gets some support. The Puppy's right click should be enough to help ensure that kill.
Can't buy back. He doesn't have the gold.
Not buy back. Oh my. 1 rack down. So that evens up the mid lane at the very least, but there comes the Walrus Punch on the Phobos. But there's the Sheep Stick initiation. Is that Kuroki? Yes. And Yol is dead. Oh my god, are you serious? Now he's gonna be dealing so much damage, taking the tears out like there's nothing else. Rax is down. I think they could go for multiple racks if they want to.
Radiant's middle barracks
is really low on all their heroes, though.
In a stroke of cunning, or perhaps of desperation,
have to defend mid as well.
Structures
Tier 4 is going down now, that's the first one. They have to port one hero home, and it's going to be Dendy. I don't think they're going to get more.
Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress.
Right now. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
So, not to fault the teams, most of these engagements have been going one way or another because of pickoffs. And I think a lot of that comes down to the mobility. Especially in that case, the mobility from Navi really shows how much that helps in these kind of engagements. these kind of fights.
Yeah, the blink daggers are really paying dividends right now. I don't know, the one thing that happens. Oh my god, look at the graph.
Yeah, let's look at that. Even on experience.
How did they
Even
lose
gold.
15,000 experience?
Holy crap, that's what you're talking about. Okay, gold is even.
This has got to be a record. I don't think I've ever seen this before. They lost 15k experience in 1 minute.
That's what we call. Okay, so
1,000 gold. 10,000, sorry.
This is what we call potential throw. What this graph is.
Okay, so if we imagine that the gold, we say the gold is even now, right? And the XP is 12k in NaVi's favor. They're still down one lane of racks and they have an exposed base. NaVi's my favorite to win this game right now. And it's not only because of their experience advantage, even though they're one racks behind, they have the mental advantage right now, which is something that doesn't get talked about so much when, in general, when you look at these games.
Like the momentum?
Players are, yeah, I mean, momentum is another way of putting it, but I don't feel like it's exactly the same thing, because one thing is that they're confident in themselves and that they feel like they've got it going, but it's not only momentum, it's also Rox KIS. Without necessarily losing momentum now, they're gonna start being more careful in the fights in a different way. They're not gonna be hesitant to fight, but they're gonna be afraid of themselves in the fights too. Of making a wrong move, they're gonna be hesitant, they might not use their spells correctly because they feel like they have to do better than they actually do in these fights. Maybe that's also just what momentum covers, then I don't know, but I feel like it's something more than just momentum right now, and if Rox KIS starts doubting themselves and don't play as a team now, they're gonna flat out lose in 2 minutes right now. Because NaVi has all the advantages. They have Aegis, cheese.
I was gonna say, I couldn't find the cheese, but it is on Puppy. I'm surprised it's not.
I don't even know if Rox KIS stands a chance in this fight without lying.
Well, we'll see if that ends up being the case. Void has some lifesteal. We saw some item pickup. We have a Shiva's and Boots of Travel on Den. He does not have buyback, so that is a very important.
I've never seen Radiant structures looking
a little bit
so
of damage.
fortified.
Well, I should say a lot of damage. No mana whatsoever on Void, but he doesn't really care because he does have that Aegis. He's gonna have to be positive if he wants to use that Crown Spirit. Here comes Goblin. He's gonna do his usual initiation death, but gets off his Pulse Nova with the Agnum Scepter. There's the Aegis used. So one dead is 5v4 in NaVi's favor. Solo used his 4-second BKB, so I think NaVi does have the advantage. Splitter is gonna hit on the Invoke of this initiation. Here we have Space. We're getting the 2-man. Look at his speed in that. That is just dirty, man. In the meantime, Dandy and everybody else picking up people left and right. Solo, if they can get this kill, he does not have a buyback. I don't believe he does.
Middle tower is under attack.
I just heard a Dagon.
Like a broken record.
I just heard a Dagon. Not able to get the kill though, looks like. They're gonna get at least this racks, if not more. NaVi, just showing their experience, showing their metal, showing everything left and right. Faceless Void, gets Sheep, he has a Satanic! He gets a meatball to the gullet! But there goes Shadow Shaman, and we're gonna have initiations. Faceless Void, he pops his Satanic, and wow. 2 dead like that. And that might be enough. I mean, Puck does buy back, but I don't think he's gonna be able to do anything without Blizzard or, without Dream Coil.
That can't be a positive. Strange to say, Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's gonna get hexed and dead.
Oh my, I don't believe this, Cinder.
Dire's Ancient is under attack. You heard it here.
And the only thing NaVi could lose to right now is not looking back to their base, but Dendy's got it covered at the tier 4s.
Yeah. Go black.
He's trying. He might actually delay this quite a bit. Tusk is almost out. Kuroki's very low. Bust. Puppy's low as well.
Strange to say,
they have 7 seconds for
middle
Tusk
tower
is
under attack.
Is he trying to deny? You cannot deny that skill.
Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
Gem is on the deck.
I can't believe my eyes.
Just having a bit of fun here. No, there's no way.
Yeah,
there's no way y'all can
solo this
that long.
And there's the Chronosphere. Yol is going to be the last casualty of war. NaVi looks like they're going to go 2-0. Surprisingly. I guess, Goblin did buy back to die again. But you can't really blame him. And I think a lot of this comes down to this is a 51-minute game. And typically when you have a Void, that's going to be probably too long of a
and the Dire seize the day in the
direst. You get the 2 racks, but I think a lot of pickoffs a lot of pickoffs for both teams kind of shifted the favor many a time in this game, Cinder.
I don't know. Yeah.
Are you speechless? Is that what's going on?
Kinda. It's a shame when the game is over that you can't see the graphs anymore, but it's just a flat line. I want to